So we're off to Dublin. Not this Dublin. This Dublin. Yeah, so this is Dublin in Scotland. Let me tell you a story about Dublin in Scotland.
Meet Declan, the Irish immigrant that helped to build Ardross Castle, home of the famous TV Traitors Castle. The year is 1847. Ireland is in the brutal grip of a great famine. The Black Rot has wiped out Declan's entire family. Left with absolutely no one, his only option is to seek a better life across the water. He secures passage in a coffin ship to the west coast of Scotland. Standing on the docks in Glasgow, completely destitute, he is targeted by a ganger, a middleman, hunting for cheap labour, promising a warm bed and a solid wage. Declan takes the deal and treks north, unaware of the hell he is walking into. Arriving at the edges of the Ardross estate, Declan walks right into a local tragedy. Bedraggled, desperate Highland families line the muddy tracks, sheltering in the freezing rain. They are fiercely hostile, viewing Declan as the cheap labour brought in to replace them. They hurl bitter insults in Scottish Gaelic. Declan, speaking Irish Gaelic, understands every word. Before things turn violent, a fellow Irish navvy named Paddy grabs Declan. He explains that these locals are the rightful tenants, violently evicted by the new owner, Sir Alexander Matheson. Matheson amassed a colossal dirty fortune, trading illegal opium in China. With all that drug money, he wanted to reinvent himself as a traditional Highland aristocrat. He picked the Ardross estate to build his massive vanity project, and he didn't care who he made homeless to get it.
So Declan's warm bed was actually a freezing, muddy barracks here in Dublin.
The men had built and named Dublin after their home. He worked 14-hour days alongside Paddy, who quickly became his best mate. But the physical labour wasn't the worst part, it was the financial trap. The estate ran a Tommy shop. Declan and Paddy were paid a wage, but effectively forced to buy all of their provisions, flour, rotten meat, work boots and clothes directly from Matheson's shop at severely inflated prices. The opium baron paid them with one hand and clawed it back with the other. Years passed. The magnificent walls of Ardross Castle began to take shape. Knowing they would soon be evicted again, Declan and Paddy made a pact to head south and build the new Highland Railway. They finally had a sliver of hope. But history was rarely kind to the poor. Just weeks before the final stones were laid, a devastating typhoid epidemic ripped through the Dublin camp. Paddy caught the fever and sadly passed away, buried in an unmarked mass grave in the edge of the estate. When the grand doors of Ardross Castle finally opened to the wealthy elite, the men of Dublin were quietly told to leave. Declan packed his one meagre bag. He took a last look at the pristine walls he and the best mate had built, turned his back and walked south into the rain, alone once again. So the next time you see a beautiful Highland castle on TV, remember the lads in the mud who actually built it. While Declan and Paddy are fictional creations of my own, or if they're not, then it's a crazy coincidence, the story is true. 400 Irish immigrants did move to Ardross and build Ardross Castle, and they built their camp called Dublin. Dublin is still situated beside Ardross Castle. A typhoid fever did hit the camp as well, as it did many places at that time. All the other facts apart from the names are real, true events. The names of the men have been forgotten in time, but the fictional Declan and Paddy tell their story. Subscribe if you'd like to see more of the Scottish Highlands uncovered, and I'll see you in the next one.